We live in a world where femininity, marriages, family, and courting is no longer valued. We live in hookup culture, situationships, and struggle love. The number one reason women struggle in long-term relationships, number one, femininity, and number two, staying in a relationship or entertaining people longer than the woman should.
My name is Danielle DeVita, and I'm a relationship and femininity coach. I've been married for 12 years, and I want to help you get on your feminine journey and vet for the right man today. For more of my content, you can visit MrsDanielleDeVita.com, or you can go to YouTube, Instagram, or my Facebook page. Get on your feminine journey today. Danielle DeVita back with another video. I overheard someone say that marriage is overrated. A lot of women say, I like the strong silent type. Well, a lot of men like the feminine silent type. And for sure, it's going down. So a lot of times people are not getting the value. When to speak and when to be quiet is one of the most powerful. She's going to be aggressive thinking that. And as someone who's been married for 12 years, she's driven, not lazy. And this will make yourself and get on the right path. That understand that you might be doing a disservice to your daughter. If you don't help her understand vetting and proper decision making, now she's going to be a basket case later. If you don't help her understand emotional intelligence, she's going to hold on to a lot of emotional baggage. If you don't Welcome to another live with Mrs. Danielle DeVita. I am Danielle. I am a relationship and femininity coach, and my goal is to help both men and women be in a relationship that's best for them. Of course, I primarily help women, but I do help men as well. So speaking of helping men, I want to let you know about a book that I do currently have out. So if you look at the bottom of your screen, you do see my website, MrsDanielleDeVita.com. You can go there and you'll be able to see a book that I have coming out. It is for men. Now, this book, as you can see, let me see here, put it up so you can see the details about the book. Command Respect from the Woman You Want. It's a quick guide for men. As you can see, it's not that thick. It's just a quick guide to help men understand how women show respect to them. As you can see, this is the cover. Command Respect from the Woman You Want by Danielle DeVita. Don't worry, I do have books for women, and those are still in the process. I have a book for teenage girls, so those books will be coming out. I think if you're a man, it's essential for you to get this book. It's only $7.50, so you're getting, what women think, what ways they would respect you. A lot of times, you would think that, oh, you have to do what the woman wants. No, I think women really want a man who can lead, which is why we're going to talk about when a woman says she wants a leader. And a lot of times women say this, but they don't know what a leader is. But I have spoken to many different men of many different races and income status, and they have all come to one same consensus. A lot of men are traditional, and they do want to provide, they want to protect, they want to lead, but they say that a lot of women, not just women in our community, but they say a lot of women in the Western world do not allow men to lead. So this is a good book for you to, one, reclaim your masculinity, right? Because true women who operate in their femininity want a masculine man. And this is how you can do that. You can still remain in your masculine and still command respect without fear and force. So this book, I think that if you read this, it's not going to be what you think it is. It's not going to be some dictator style type book, and it's not going to be some book where it makes you submissive as a man, being passive. So it's not going to do that at all. I do not believe in toxic masculinity, and I do not believe that men should make themselves, go into a feminist type society or act feminine to get what they want. I don't think that. So again, the book that I have for women, as you can see on the screen, Girl, Go Get Your Husband, and Boy, Bye. So let's get started to talk about what the video is going to be today. Let me go ahead and play this video so you'll be able to hear what we are talking about. So let's get it on.
Anybody to have control of me. That's why I say I want a partner to have control. I don't really like to be anybody to have control of me. That's why I say I want a partner. And not, I don't just say husband, I say partner, because I want us to be equals in a sense. I do want him to lead, but I don't want him to feel like because he is leading, he can tell me what to do and where to go and what time to be home and everything that comes with that.
So you'll have a man who's ready to lead, who's wanting to lead, and can't because the woman is like, nah, this is what I'm used to, or just the past I've dealt with, this is what I've dealt with, and this is what I had, and it was.
So before we continue with what he's saying, yes, a lot of women want men to lead but not control. So I do talk about that often, about you want to be a leader, not a dictator. But there's another component to this, because some women are saying, I want a guy who can lead, but their version of control is, hey, I want you to dress, modest, right? We're not talking about, I'm going to dress you down to the T like you're a child, but I want you to be a little bit modest in how you dress. I want to, say how I feel, and you not say I'm being sassy or I'm controlling and I'm telling you what to do. I say, if you're a man and you're having these issues, this is probably not the woman for you, because if you have to tell her, that her dressing standards is not indicative of the image that you see in her or what you want in her, you may not want to be with this person. If you say her mindset, the things that comes out her mouth, maybe she's too masculine in her ways, or she's too aggressive, and this is not what you want, and you've already expressed it and she doesn't care, then you might need to move on. If you're in the dating phase, if you're not married, if you've married already into that, there's some things that probably need to change, right? And you can go to a marriage counselor or someone who does coaching, and they are also married. They've been married for quite some time to speak to about that. But I would say a lot of women who have been doing things on their own, right? They don't want to listen to leadership, or at least in my opinion, in our community, they don't want to listen to leadership of Black men. If you are someone of a different race, you may have the same sentiments, right? But I think it's a mindset, a feminist mindset that's going on. But the reason why I'm saying this is because, I heard women say, I've been doing it all by myself. Why do I need someone to come in and tell me what I need to do when I've been doing it without them? I've been bad all by myself. Why do I need them? Well, that same woman does not mind listening to that boss she has at work to tell her when to get to work, what to do, how to do it. She'll do whatever she needs to do to get that promotion, right? She don't mind listening to that pastor that asks her to do a million things. She'll do that. She don't mind listening to this person and that person whenever, right? But she won't listen to, when we're talking about a true man who leads. I think a lot of women don't, just in general, not my community specifically, but I think that a lot of women may not know what a leader is in a man. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because as women, a lot of us, at least when I think about when I was in school and even now, a lot of women aren't trendsetters. They're followers. And why do I say that? When you go out into the world, a lot of women look alike. They do. We have the same makeup features. The way we apply our makeup is the same. So everyone has the same nose, the same contour, the high cheekbones. Everyone has the same look. Everyone has the same baby hairs. They have the same eyelashes, right? They have the same features, right? Everyone is looking like Lori Harvey. Everyone is looking like, Cardi B. We just all have the same look. So, and of course, not everyone, but everyone is just trying to get this same type of look, this same type of image, like we're like Barbie dolls. And no one is as different and as unique as they used to be. A lot of women are not trendsetters, they're followers. So how is it as us women's been followers, following after this woman? This woman is going to be the model of what we should look like when we step out the house, how we should slay, how our hair should look, how our clothes should look. If we're followers, how can we tell men how to lead? Now, don't get me wrong, there's some men that don't know how to lead, but we're talking about competent men. We're not talking about just men who are high earners, because I don't even think that's enough. But men who, march to their own beat. They're doing their own thing. They don't care what the world is doing. They're doing what's right in spite of. And that's just children altogether. They've grown up learning to do what other people do instead of doing what's right in spite of. And then they grow up and they're people who do exactly what everyone else in the world is doing. If everyone is on this feminist thing, then they're on it too. If everyone is on this, I'm Miss Independent, they're on it too. If everyone is on that, I can pay my own bills, you know, then they're on that. If they're on the can you pay my bills, or I don't want no scrub, like everyone is just following along with the trend. So now we have this woman is saying, I want a leader, but I don't want to be controlled. And then they moved on to another point in the conversation where it's I I have been doing things all by myself. Why can I bring someone else? How can I bring someone else in to tell me what to do when I've already been doing good all by myself? Then what's the point of being in a relationship with a man that you say you want to lead, but you don't want to listen to him, right? And if the first thing that came to your mind is, well, controlling, why do I have to listen to everything he says? And you're not properly vetting, because when everything I say, I'm not saying just any man who comes in, he's going to tell you what to do and he's going to lead you astray. Everything I'm saying is a man he's competent. He knows how to make proper decision making skills. He has proper morals and ethics and values and standards. So he's not going to be all over the place, right? So if my husband says, well, I need you to do this and that, I'm not going to be like, well, that ain't right, or that, because I know that every decision he makes is going to be best for me and the family. So I made sure I probably vetted for someone who's going to make the proper decision making skills, right? So here we go.
Turned out good for me. When you got this man with good intentions, but it's just hard. It's a real big disconnect, and it takes a lot of communication and just open-mindedness. I think people got to come into it, just being more open, and not being so scared to get hurt. Just
when he say people, he's really meaning women. A lot of men, when they get in relationships, they're not scared to be hurt. It's usually women. They're scared to be hurt because they made, they got in a relationship before, and they don't want to make another poor decision with having a guy who's going to be the quote unquote leader of the house, but not properly lead, sitting around not leading, or someone who's leading, but he's really being controlling, or someone who's this narcissist or whatever, right? They don't want that. They're afraid of that. So the goal is to find someone who has the proper skill set to lead, right? Is he financially able to lead? Is he, have the mental capacity? Is he on the right track himself? Has he healed? And if he does, if is he saying things and doing things in a loving way, right? If he's doing these things, if he's on his purpose, on his grind, he has something going for himself, this is a proper leader. So why would you not want to listen to that person? No matter if you've been doing it yourself, why not listen? We listen to people at work because we believe that they have the skill set. That's why they're in that job status, because they know what they're doing. So we listen so we can learn and grow. Leaders help you learn and grow. If the person that's in your life that you quote unquote is saying that he's supposed to be the leader and he's not helping you learn and grow, but he's pulling you down, then the question is, why are you with this person? Everything I say always starts with proper vetting. Think about a manager. A manager, if you're hiring someone, and then you're saying, well, this person is doing X, Y, and Z, and it's always something negative. It's, well, why did you hire them? Everything you should do should always start on the premise of, I respect them, I admire them, I like their values, I like their personality, I like their attitude. Now, let's go from there. You don't respect the person, you don't value them, why are they in your life? Everything should have the foundation. We have the same standards, the same values. We understand each other in that way, and then we can move from there, because those are the foundations, right? Your values, your standards, what you believe in, how you view the world. Now, all your preferences may not align, but these standards are fundamental. These are the foundation. And if you found that in a man, it should be easy to submit to this man. He's a leader. Again, if you find that the people that you're around, all the men that are, even friends, even the guy friends that you have, if you can't respect them, then why are they even your friend? Why are they in your life? Because you really should have a guy who you can say, I respect this guy. Maybe we have a platonic friendship, but I respect him. I understand, that the things he says is valuable to me. I learn, I grow from it. And so now when I get in a relationship, take those things. I can tell you now, there's men that I respect and I can look up to. And in these things, these people should either be, you know, a parent-like figure, like a father-like figure, or maybe like a big brother, maybe a mentor, maybe someone at work that you admire, and you see that this is a good man. But if you're surrounding yourself by people that you don't respect, then how are they helping you grow? Because if you don't have anyone in your life that's outside of a romantic relationship that you can respect, when you get in a relationship, you're going to see all men in the same view. Like, I don't know any man who's respectable. I don't know any men who can lead. So that's why we have a lot of women have these sentiments about, oh, well, I can't respect men. Men aren't leaders in this community. No, you have not surrounded yourself with leaders. And this includes women too. Are your women friend proper leaders? Because a true leader of a woman is a woman who's going to hold you accountable. They're going to say, girl, that ain't right. That's not respectable. That was disrespectful. That wasn't right what you said. That wasn't right what you did. Now, you know you didn't do right. But some women don't like that. They don't like when women tell them the truth. They don't like that truth. So you won't listen to your women friends. You won't listen to male friends. How are you going to listen to someone that you're supposed to have children with? You say you want to marry because you've been bad all by yourself. So, of course, you don't know what leadership is, right? Because all you've been doing is following everyone. And the people you're following are not even true leaders. So I think it's women, we may not be able to provide the true definition of what a leader is if you have not seen a leader. Now, I'm telling you, I've seen a leader. I see it every day. My husband, right? I grew up with a leader, father. So when you and when you see, you know, like uncles, when you see people who are properly leading, then you can say, okay, I know what a leader is. I've seen this growing up. But when you don't see it, yes, it's going to be hard to acquiesce to a man who's, like he said, have good intentions and he's trying to hold you right. But he can't tell you what to do. And the kids that you already have, oh, this man can't tell you what to do. But you want him to pay the bills. So what? He's just supposed to shut up and pay the bills? Is that what we're doing? We're doing a shut up and dribble with our man now?
Get to know him don't mean you're gonna get hurt in the first month.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Really try to vet that person. I think that's what that's a lot of problems that we have too.
Yeah. Well, he took the words right out of my mouth. He said vet. And I say that there's two reasons, if you've watched the intro of my video, there's two reasons why women are in a relationship longer than they need to be in. One, they're not being feminine enough. And two, they're in a relationship longer than they need to be in. That's a vetting process. That's called crossroads. Men, same thing. Either you're not, reclaiming your masculinity. If you're not, masculine, and you're in a relationship longer than you need to be in. You're with someone who's not even worth it. Who's not worth your time. You're wasting those time. So I'm saying make sure that you're vetting the right person, and then leadership should not be hard. Again, this woman says, I want a man to be a leader, but not control me. A lot of women's definition of control is flawed. Now, again, we don't want dictator style, but if a man says, hey, do this or do that, we got a problem. I watch all these shows where they show the leader, like maybe in an emergency situation, and this guy is saying, hey, do this, and everyone does it. So it seems like in a work environment, people are okay with just listening to someone spit out commands. But the minute we talk about in home life, when people have commands, not demands, commands, we are like, oh, you can't tell me what to do. Because before I met you, I was already doing my thing, all that sass talk. And then now I'm hearing we say that men who are showing leadership intentions, we're calling them sassy. I don't know about calling a man sassy, because I always thought it's something you say towards a woman. She's been feisty, she's being sassy, cheeky, however you want to say it. But to use those terms to define a man, I'm not sure. But if a man is, being feminine, then he needs to reclaim his masculinity. But there's a difference. In fact, chapter 1 in my book talks about the handcuffs, about when you are being controlling and how to avoid being controlling, but you can still command respect without the handcuffs, figuratively, of course. Right. So again, again, if you're a woman and you say, I can't find a man who handles me, I've been doing it all alone, but I want a man who can lead. The thing is, communicate in the very beginning of your relationship what you want. And if the man is doing what you want, don't step in the way of that. If you say you want a leader, then do that. But if you want someone who says things in a loving way, that needs to be communicated, because there's a difference in how people communicate where it comes across as demanding and disrespectful. All of these things can be addressed in the very beginning. How they speak to you, how, because that's a form of a respect that women want. How people, you know, communicate with one another. Is it rude? Is it disrespectful? Is it blunt? Because we don't want people to be blunt where there's no tact. And now it just sounds like we're barking orders. We don't want that. But it's amazing how we can make decisions on who we will take leadership from. All right. So we've got a call coming in. I'm going to answer it. Hold on here. Why does it not let me answer? Hello. How are you doing?
You know. Yeah. I hear you fine.
All right, so I think everyone should be able to hear on the call, because I know last time we had an issue with phone calls, but everyone should be able to hear now. If you don't hear in the chat, you guys can put something in the chat if you can't hear. But go ahead. So you called in. I appreciate you calling in. What did you want to talk about?
Well, yeah, I initially turned on the live stream. I thought I had turned the wrong live stream on. Shaka Khan popped up on the screen, but then I was like, oh, it's Danielle DeVita. So,
Yes,
she's switching it up. She's switching it up on us. So,
yes. Switching it up.
But like the comment you made about being at the workplace and taking orders from your superiors and stuff. And I mean, in life, I mean, the workplace, that's probably one of the least loyal places you could be at. I mean, you could work for a job night and day, weekends, holidays, and they won't hesitate to get rid of you if the bottom line comes down to it, stock prices drop or whatever. But, your partner, the one who's, like I say, that you probably vetted, they could potentially be with you, for life. I mean, through thick and thin, when you're sick and, feeble, I mean, the workplace is not going to take care of you. Your significant other is going to do that. If you've lost your job and, they're working, they'll be there to, hold things down financially in the meanwhile. Same thing with, even emotional support, a lot of people, both men and women, overlook the emotional support aspect of, dating someone. Yeah, you work and you are self-sufficient. You could cook and clean and pay your bills and everything. But what about coming home and having somebody, that you can lend an ear to, with a shoulder to lean on, So.
Yes. And you're right, because at the time I wasn't thinking about that, but you're right. At work, you just get the money and that's it. But having someone in your life, there's emotional support involved, not just financial support. Right.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
this is a person that, like you said, you're supposed to be vetting. This is the person that you say you want to lead. So it's the person you say you want to spend your life with, that you want to have children with. So definitely leadership is an important, and respect is an important part of that aspect, especially when you consider that this is not just a person like your employer just pouring out money. They offer more than that. They offer more than what the job can offer. Right.
yeah.
So,
I mean, even athletes. I mean, these are multimillionaires. They can't even make that money forever and ever. And eventually you're gonna have to hang up your cleats or your sneakers and live your life out post athletics. And A really sad situation that I saw over the past year was like Tom Brady. I mean, yeah, he's a great football player. Arguably, a lot of people argue he's the greatest of all time. But the fact that he, put his family on the back burner and then ended up, eventually leading to divorce, and now his kids are split up. I just that whole situation just made me scratch my head from beginning to end. I mean, you would throw away your wife and your family over football of all things. I mean,
Yeah,
so
yeah, that's true.
but
And a lot of people do
yeah.
that. A lot of
Oh
people,
yeah,
they throw
yeah,
away a relationship for a job or
yeah,
for money.
yeah. Or I mean, I know like lots of doctors and other high profile jobs. Well, a lot of doctors have high divorce rates because, yeah, they have a really important job, but a lot of time, their spouses and children are neglected. And so, unfortunately, it's very often that doctors and surgeons and stuff, they might be married, two, three times just because, even though they have an important job, I mean, you got to balance things out and, not let you don't want to let your family, fall by the wayside.
Right. Well, now that we're speaking about high earning men and that aspect, what do you think about income status as it relates to being leaders in your household? Do you think that only high earning men like doctors and professional athletes and things of that sort, do you think that those guys are ones who can are, or I should say, better fit to be leaders, or an everyday man can also lead? And if so, what is your take on what they need to do to lead?
Well, like I say, money is only a small part of it all. A high earning man, yeah, he has the money, but what if he's a gambling addict? What if he is just a splurge spender? I mean, any new watch or outfit or car, you just got to buy it. And I mean, there are a lot of people that make fantastic money, but they're still living paycheck to paycheck, no different than somebody that works at McDonald's or J.C. Penney's. So if you are, a man that makes, less money than doctors and engineers and stuff, then you could still be a high value man. You would just have to bring value to your spouse and your family in other ways. Um, maybe you're an excellent cook, so that would cut down on the desire to go out and eat at restaurants all the time. Or maybe you're great at handyman work around the house. Home repairs can be very expensive. So, I mean, if you can cut your own grass, you could clean your own gutters, you could, paint your own home, do your own, landscaping, or even if you could do, minor home repairs on the inside, switching out fixtures and nothing crazy like electrical work or heavy duty plumbing, but these are things that can cost a lot of money. And the fact that you've done it yourself, that definitely could save money from coming out of your household's pocket. And that's a benefit that might even come out better off than if you had the money to pay, because we all know that labor is pretty expensive, and when it comes to specialty people, they know that not everybody can do what they do, so they have the latitude to charge whatever they want to charge, because either you pay it and get what you need or don't and suffer. So yeah.
Right. So basically, you're saying a man who provides resources, and resources
Oh yeah,
doesn't necessarily have to be monetary.
yeah,
He offers his skill set. Basically, what you're saying.
yeah.
Instead of
Or like I said,
going to get the car
yeah,
fixed, he can fix it if he knows how to fix cars or something like that.
yeah, yeah. And like I said, if your wife needs to work a little bit longer, you cook dinner, or help with the children, whether it's helping them with schoolwork. I mean, tutors, they can be quite costly. So, um, the fact that you want to, be active in the kid's life and try to help them out as best you can, that can, really save you a lot of money. And just the fact that you're, spending quality time with your family, I mean, that alone is priceless. So,
Oh yeah, I agree. I agree. I think, and I asked that question because a lot of women equate a man leading to, oh, he needs to have this kind of money in order to lead me.
yeah,
And I think that when you look at a leader, it's more so a respect thing rather than, oh, I just
yeah,
value his money, but I value his, his skill set. I value his opinion. I value, his ability, his all of his abilities, his achievements, his standards. I value all of those things. And so because
yeah,
I respect him and because I know he makes proper decisions, I would like for him to lead the children that we have, to lead me,
yeah,
because everyone can't be the same leader. Most people don't realize this, but on every job there's two types of managers. You got your day-to-day manager, the one that you report to, your direct manager, and then you have this other manager, which is who's over that manager. He's over the whole department, maybe, right? So you got
yeah,
one over your team and one over the department. And I look at the husband as the over the whole department. He'll manage the whole department. But maybe as he goes
yeah,
about his day, I manage, what groceries go in the refrigerator, right? What the kids eat for school, what they eat for breakfast, what they eat for dinner, right? What clothes they put on, these day-to-day, what schools they go to, right? And not that he doesn't have an input, but these day-to-day things, I can manage these. But as far
yeah,
as making sure the actual shelter over our head, that the things are getting paid, like you said, grass is getting cut, the maintenance, this man is
oh,
taking
yeah,
care of that. Well, I can take care of the little small intricate things. And
yeah. And like,
oh, go ahead, go
oh
ahead.
yeah. No. And a thing that just came to mind, was security. I mean, that's, I mean, there's no price you could put on, you and your family's safety. If I was a single woman and I lived at home and in the middle of the night, I'm hearing, bumps and knocks and there's potentially an intruder. I don't want to have to go. I don't want to have to go deal with that. I mean, and if you had a significant other, then that would be, their job to go handle that. So,
Yes.
and I mean, if you're with somebody that genuinely care about, a woman you care about and respect, then you would want, to take the lead and protect her. And, if you have any children, just because, you want them to be safe and sound and you want to be able to make it to another day to be able to spend additional value time with them. So,
Yeah, that's true because we also want present fathers. We respect men who are present fathers and present in our lives. So if you're a
yeah,
man out there and you have children, just make sure that you are a present father because we want that. We
yeah,
want men who are doing things and gathering all of their resources, not just monetary, but all the things and their abilities that they have to be the man that we think they should be. Um, if you guys didn't get a chance to watch the video, please go back at the replay so you can listen to the video of how all this came into about this woman and leader she said she wanted and what the man's opinion was about that. Did you have any other questions or any other comments that you wanted to make about today's topic?
no, just you're doing a great job. I'm looking forward to the book for young women. I have a cousin who's more like my niece since her father her father was my first cousin. He passed away some years back. He had leukemia. So now she's kind of like a niece to me, and she's a sophomore in college right now. So I've always tried to look out for her and kind of mentor her. Since her father passed some years ago. So I definitely she and I don't we've never discussed boys, but I definitely want to get that book for her, just so I could, put a little birdie in her ear and, uh, expand her horizons to, dealing with men since she's, borderline teenager, borderline young adult. So.
Well, thank you. Yes, that book will be coming out very, very, very soon. You guys can check out my website, mrsdanielledevita.com. You can see the at the bottom of the screen, the website. So it's mrsdanielledevita.com/my-books, or just go to the website and go to the book section. So when that book is there for women and for teenage girls, that'll show up. But right now, the book that's there is Command Respect from the Woman You Want. So those books will be there. So y'all will check up. I'll probably say mid-spring. You can go back there, and then hope that book will go there. But I will start, just like I'm doing with this book, start promoting it to let you know that it's almost out and publishing. So yes, I hope that your niece enjoys this book, and a little bird in her ear gets her into the right direction and start vetting, because I don't think that we do that enough. Teach women, young women, how to properly vet for the right man. So.
Oh yeah, I have discussed with her over the years about money and trying to manage her money properly. So we have talked about that, but we haven't talked about the boy. So yeah, definitely want to talk about that before things go awry. So
yeah. Well, you are a good father figure, or like a role model type figure for her, because it is when like you said, her father is not around, but when father's not around, sometimes with girls, they lose their identity, and they need to find some man who is respectable to look forward to. Okay, well, this is what I should look for when I see a man. This is the person who I saw was respectful in the way he spoke to me, the way he was honorable. So let me find this type of person in the person I'm going to date. And when you don't see that, you're not going to properly vet for that right man, because you're going to only vet from what you see and what you know. So that's good that you're in her life in a positive way, so she'll be able to see that. So, yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Well, thanks for
taking the time.
Thank you. Thank you again. You have a good night. Buenas noches.
Yeah. Yes, thank you. All right, guys. I appreciate you all listening to the live stream. We will reconvene on Thursday. All right. So we will have some more topics, more things to say. We're going to talk about dating from a woman's perspective on next Tuesday. And then we're going to talk about again, dating single mothers, because I think that we don't talk about that a lot on this channel, but it is a topic that I want to make sure that we address. And also men, if you're a man and you have children, how is that for you? And if you're a woman who have children, how is dating for you? Because as we talk about the dating pool, a lot of times these people that have come on, they don't have children. So we want to see what it's like if you do have children and how the dating market is for you. All right. So again, go and listen to my previous videos if you want to stay up to date on what we have going on. So you all have a great day. Take care.
Perk 101. So a lot of times women say that you can't afford me. And if you want to be a feminine woman, realize that you are not an escort. And committed relationships ought not to be transactional. As you rest in your femininity and learn your worth, you will realize that the men you are with should see you as invaluable and priceless like no other. And yes, you can have shopping sprees, 5-star dinners, and trips, but those things won't make you different and won't set you apart. Things that are priceless and invaluable, money can't buy. Money can't buy peace in a relationship. Money can't buy your love. Money can't buy your joy, your joyful spirit. It cannot buy your gentleness, kindness, your self-control, is in controlling your emotions and how your responses to things, your personality, your attitude or mindset as a whole. If you notice, these are also fruit of the Spirit from the Bible, right? If you're looking to be a Proverbs 31 woman, you definitely want to make sure you have these. So if you're having talking points of you can't afford me, realize that these are talking points of a basic chick or a modern woman. You want to be different. So get on your feminine journey today. You can also visit mrsdanielledevita.com or visit me on other social media platforms.